Good morning, friends. How's everybody doing? Sierra and I were just planning out September. It was already pre-planned, but we were nailing down some ideas for September. We already have 3 questions coming in. Excellent. Way to be here early and getting those puppies in here. We will go ahead and start answering them since they're already hanging out. And then hopefully get the best use of our time because we have to stop at 10:30 because Ava's in there teaching herself homeschool until I get back in there. Okay, Deborah says she opened her Etsy shop yesterday. Good job, Deborah. Okay, so first, Deborah, I'd like to tell you there's a very good chance that your shop will be suspended. Don't panic. Just keep harassing Etsy's support until they fix it. In 2020, a bunch of Etsy shops popping up every day, ready to sell masks for people. And then they would sell hundreds of masks and then they would close their Etsy shop and steal everybody's money. So Etsy had to put in some security measures in place. So now they very oftentimes will suspend brand new shops just to make sure you are a real person and you are planning on running this business. Hopefully they won't do that forever. Like hopefully eventually they'll let it die back down and know that people aren't doing that anymore, that was just a season of crazy. But because of those humans making poor decisions, the rest of us are now having to deal with the consequences, which is super annoying. My Crochet Boss Academy students, it's when we first start Crochet Boss Academy for the year, that's one of the biggest messages we get like every day is my shop was suspended. I can't get my shop unsuspended. Happens all the time. Totally normal. You just have to stay on top of the support. So if your shop gets suspended, do not panic. That is why. As far as crediting pattern designers, so I don't know how other designers prefer it. If they I don't know. But for me, what's sufficient for me is if you just say pattern designed by a crafty concept. That's sufficient for me. You don't have to link to it because then that will distract from your listing. I wouldn't. If it was my listing, I wouldn't link to somebody else's design. It's very generous of you to do that and would probably lead to more sales for me, but I would focus on your own shop within your Etsy listing. So I would just say crochet pattern by a crafty concept, or crafty cactus pillow pattern designed by a crafty concept. Something like that within your listing is sufficient for me. Does not go in the production partners. You can just put it in the listing description. So for production partners, that would be if, like, for my notebooks and planners, these are designed by me but printed by Amazon KDP. That would be a production partner. For my stickers, these are designed by me but printed by Sticker Mule. So that would be a publishing partner. If you get t-shirts printed, but you design them, but somebody else prints them, that would be your production partner. But for patterns, no, you can just say designed by Ashley of A Crafty Concept, or just A Crafty Concept is fine for me. Thanks for your question, Deborah, and best of luck to your new Etsy shop. I hope it really takes off, but if it doesn't, that's normal. And we at A Crochet Boss Academy focus on the long run, the big picture. So hopefully you can just stick with it and keep learning and keep tweaking, and eventually it will start to take off for you. Thank you for your question, Deborah. There's a movement to keep Etsy human right now. That is new information to me. 2 people have said that. Keep Etsy human right now. Interesting. Okay. I sell plushies at craft shows. This is Krista, but I want to start an Etsy page. I also like making wearables. Could I have just an Etsy page for wearables while I sell plushies in person? So, Krista, my answer is going to vary based on if you are trying to make a little bit of money selling and making and selling just like for a little bit of cash, or if you're trying to build a sustainable business. If you are trying to build a business and a brand that will stand the test of time, that you will have for as long as you want, you could even pass it down eventually if you wanted to do that, I would never do anything. I would never waste my time, money, or energy on anything that didn't have my end goal in mind. So if I wanted to sell wearables and that was my end goal, I would not ever make plushies. Everything that you do at your market should be set up to grow your business, not just get sales for that one weekend. Every customer that comes into your booth at your market or potential customer also has the potential to be a return customer or to refer you to other customers. And if you are doing something different at your market than you do in your Etsy shop, they're going to be very confused, especially if they come to shop with you again. Like they grab your business card, they see you have an Etsy shop, and then they bought some plushies and they go to shop with you again, and all that's there is beanies and scarves. They're going to be like, where's the plushies? Also, branding, like the look, tone, and feel of your business, that's your branding, is going to could vary drastically for a plushie brand versus a wearable brand, unless you like were to mush them together for a very specific ideal customer. But in my mind, those two things could be very different. Like maybe you used rainbow colors for your plushies, but neutrals for your wearables, because that's what you see people are buying the most of. So your brand awareness is going to be all over the place, and nobody's going to be able to remember you and then return shop or refer you to their friends when they know you are the person that makes exactly what it is they're looking for. If they're looking for some rainbow plushies and they bought a linen Claire bun beanie from you, they're not going to remember that you sell rainbow plushies. And then their friend that's having a baby and they're having a rainbow baby because they struggled with infertility, and then they got pregnant, they're having a rainbow baby, so they're decorating their whole room in rainbows. She's not going to remember that you're the perfect person for that gift because she bought a linen Claire bun beanie from you. So everything, if you're trying to build a business, everything that you do should be with your end goal in mind. Anything else is a waste of time, money, and energy if you're trying to build a business. Now, if you're just trying to make some sales to get some extra cash, my answer would be different. You do you, basically. There are no rules. But if you are trying to build a substantial, sustainable, big picture, long-term type business, you need to make everything focus towards your end goal, your ideal customer, your brand. And we teach all of this inside of Crochet Boss Academy. But that's something. Now, could you do this? Could you sell plushies at markets and wearables on Etsy? Absolutely. You absolutely could. It would sound like two businesses to me. And I'm the first one to tell you that two businesses is exhausting. I would highly recommend just having one business and doing that one business really well. I have one business, a crafty concept, but I also have Crochet Boss Academy, which is my course. So it feels like two businesses, and I have 3 contracted employees, and I am still struggling to get out content every week with 3 people helping me. Like it's hard, not impossible, but really freaking hard to have more than one business. And I would highly recommend just starting with one. Thank you for your question, Krista. Best of luck with opening your Etsy shop. I think if you sell handmade things and you have the capacity to take more orders, like you're not maxed out with what your current setup is, and you've got the capacity or the desire to make more orders, you should be on Etsy. I think everybody who has a handmade business with the capacity to take more orders should be on Etsy. Whether you have your own e-commerce shop or not, like you should be on Etsy. That is my personal opinion, and I can explain that deeper for anybody who wants to know why. But I think opening an Etsy shop is a great idea for you, Krista. I would just try to narrow down your product line, serve one ideal customer, serve her well with your products in every area of your business, including in person and online. We've got some comments coming in. Deborah says, thank you, Ashley. Crochet Boss Academy is an invaluable help to me as I'm tweaking and working on my listings and shop appearance. I have learned so much. Congratulations, Deborah. Thank you. Stella Moore talks about it. I'm guessing that's the human issue. My brand doesn't work well with plushies, so that is why I'm doing home decor, blankets, and pillows. Perfect, Heather. Perfect. I'm still new in my business. I want this to be full-time, long-term. That all makes sense. Thank you, Ashley. You're welcome, Krista. Good morning, sweet Nicole. But I forgot how crazy and tough it is to get that first sale. It can be difficult. Nicole, I would for sure be making sure that you're pinning everything on Pinterest. That would be something that I would definitely spend my time doing. Okay, let me hop back over to the questions. Is it okay to change my Etsy shop name since I just opened it yesterday? I didn't realize Etsy limits the name to 20 characters, and I've thought it through more completely since yesterday. I believe you can change your Etsy shop. Sierra, do you know if there's a limit on how many times you can change your Etsy shop name? Can I change my Etsy name? Also, Deborah, episode 25 of Ask Ashley, I talk about how to name your business. So before you change anything, go watch that episode. Hopefully Sierra can pop it up in the comments for you. We've taken out that clip of the episode and we're going to make it its own video. And I made a worksheet and everything, but that's not going live yet. I don't know. You can change your shop name. I don't know if there is a limit to how many times you can change it, but you can easily change it just within your settings. You can change your Etsy shop name 5 times, Sierra says. So that's a lot. Hopefully you wouldn't need it that many times. But Deborah, definitely go watch episode 25 or 35, Sierra. It's one of those. Just so you can get your brain calibrated correctly for business name stuff. It'll help you like process your thoughts a little bit clearer. But thank you for your question, Deborah. Best of luck to you, girl. Okay, Christina says, good morning. I am making coasters and small decor ornaments for a Christmas market. If these items don't fit into my Etsy shop theme, loveys, what should I do to sell my products? So, Christina, this is going to fall under what I told Krista. Everything you do should be to grow your business. If you do something different at a market that you do in your business, you are very much, it sounds really harsh, but you're kind of wasting your time because it's not going to help you push the needle. It's going to be a one and done. After you do that market, it's going to be done. And every potential customer, referral, or return customer that you gained from that market is now completely gone. Like all that hard work, all the hard work that you did leading up to making these things, choosing the right patterns, choosing the right yarn, photographing them if you took the time to do that, posting about it on social media, all of that is down the toilet if that's not a part of your product line anymore. It's the same thing as if I were to make a blog post and then pin that blog post to Pinterest, and then it goes viral on Pinterest and everybody's clicking on it and going to my blog post. And then I decide to change the URL. And instead of acraftyconcept.com/pumpkin, I change it to acraftyconcept.com/free pumpkin. And every single one of those Pinterest links that goes to /pumpkin is now a broken link. It takes them, it goes to a page that says, oops, 404 error. And I messed that up. That's kind of like what you would be doing at your market. You are setting yourself up for success temporarily, very temporary success. And then it's like a broken link. Like that's no longer available at all. And all the hard work that you did is now just one and done. With a handmade business specifically, you want everything you do to have a big return on investment. So if you are choosing a new pattern to add the product to your shop, all the hours that you spend doing that, you want it to work for you for the long term, not just a quick sale. You want this to be something that all those hours you put in is for the long term. So if you spent hours taking the perfect Etsy listing photos and you only sold one, say you made a linen Claire bun beanie and you took all these beautiful photos, you got a model over at your house, you made sure the timing was perfect, you invested in a new camera, you had everything set up perfectly, you researched the right shots that you need to take, you took all 7 of the right shots, and then you posted that listing on Etsy, and then you sold your hat, and that was it. No more. All of them hours and the time you spent learning, the money you spent investing, all of that is done now. It's all gone. and it's all finished if you don't sell more linen Claire bun beanies. Like if you never renewed that listing and you just did the one, then it would be done. So you want everything that you do in your business to have the biggest return on investment possible, which means long term. Keep it up, keep it growing, pushing the needle, telling your customers who you are, what your brand is about, what you sell, being known for your product line and your brand. Like if you're the boho girl or if you're the colorful girl, whatever it is. Anytime that you just do a one and done, you are wasting your time as a handmade business owner, and it's very difficult. We do not have time to waste. It is different for like retail because they don't have to, they have one step less to do. We have all the same things that they have to do, plus making the physical item. Resellers don't have to make anything. They just find it wholesale and then resell it at a higher price. So with handmade, you do not want to waste a single second of your time. I decided to do the market before deciding to open my shop, and I had to give a description of what I'm selling. So I feel like I cannot change my products I'm bringing there now. Totally fine. You live and you learn, and you know next year you're not going to do that again. You're going to make sure that everything you do helps you reach your why. Everything you do helps you reach your end goal and build your brand to your ideal level of success. Whatever success looks like to you, that's what you're trying to build. So every single thing that you do in your business should lead up to that. So let me go back to your original question. If these items don't fit in my Etsy shop, what should I do to sell my products? So after the market, if you do not sell all of your products and you are needing to figure out how to sell them, you can add them to your Etsy shop and then say, limited edition. These were left over from a market. I won't be restocking these. Or you can say, this is our Christmas ornament line, and we will start releasing these ornaments every fall in preparation for Christmas, but they're only seasonal and they don't come they're not in my shop 24/7. They're just seasonal products. That's something that you could do as well. You could also, like if you absolutely had to, you could possibly give them out as freebies with your orders, depending upon how intricate and expensive and time consuming your ornaments were. Posters and small decor. You can still sell them in your Etsy shop, but I will say too, all the time that you spend to photograph them and stuff is not going to be long-term investment. So you just need to do like maybe Facebook Marketplace. Maybe you take them to your next market and you put them in a little bin that says being discontinued or something like that. There's lots of options that there's no wrong answer. You can do whatever you need to do to sell them. But just know that however much time and energy you put into selling them is going to be not long-term investment stuff. Oh, thank you, Christina. You're very kind. You're very kind. Try not to overthink it. I know that's easier said than done. Sorry. Let me see if I can put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Try not to overthink it and try to just choose the simplest answer as much as you can. But it's all a learning curve, and every mistake you make is going to help you succeed greater in the future. So give yourself grace, take mistakes as wins, because you are trimming up your business, right? You're cutting out the fat, and then what you're going to be left with is going to be a beautiful, perfect thing. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Thank you, Christina. You're very kind. Kelly says, I've been hearing people's Etsy accounts being put on hold and they aren't receiving their money or being shut down. I'm nervous about starting one. What are your thoughts? So Kelly, we touched on this at the beginning. Deborah just opened her Etsy shop yesterday, and I let her know that there's a very good chance that her shop will be suspended. And the reason that people did this is because there were nasty people opening Etsy shops in 2020, selling masks and then never selling them. They closed their shop, take all the money the people bought masks out of fear, and then run off with their money, never sell them anything. So Etsy had to beef up security, and now they do this, and it's a pain for everybody else, but it's the bad eggs that cause this, not Etsy. It's the bad humans that need spankings that cause this. I've not heard of anybody's shop being shut down. None of my students' shops have been shut down, but they will hold your funds until they know that you're going to ship the things. after you ship the things, your funds will be released eventually. But all of these security measures are 100% because of ignorant, greedy, stingy, ugly people. Is Etsy had to do this as a security measure for their customers, our customers. We want Etsy to take good care of our customers, or people will not shop on the platform anymore. So it's something that hurdles that we as sellers have to jump through and over because of ignorant people to protect our customers. So in the big picture, we want our customers to be protected, because if they're not, they're going to sell everybody. They're going to say, I bought these on Etsy and they never sent them to me. The shop disappeared. And in people's mind, they're going to think Etsy equals bad. Etsy, they know that Etsy is made up of different sellers, but they don't think of it that way. They think Etsy equals bad. I'm not going to shop there anymore. They don't think that one seller on Etsy equals bad. So we want them to protect our customers. We want them to have things in place to keep stupid people that aren't actually trying to start businesses from stealing from our customers. Because every customer that shops on Etsy is our customers or potential customers. So these are good things. They're just annoying for good people. And the best thing that you can do is keep emailing support. Email them every other day. Hey, it's been 48 hours. I haven't heard back from you yet. Is my shop going to be unsuspended? When will my funds be released? I just shipped my order. When will my funds be released? And it's not fun, but it is the way that it is currently, and we don't have another choice about it. But if you are doing everything correctly, and the only time that I've heard of shops getting shut down, or the potential of shops getting shut down, is for copyright infringement. And before they shut your shop down, they'll take away your listing or suspend your shop for 10 days until you're able to figure out the copyright claim. That's the main thing. So as long as you're not selling copywritten things like Disney characters, a pillow that says "Shake It Off" and it's got a silhouette of Taylor Swift on it, she means business. She has people that go through and sue people for using trademark things and copyrighted things. So if you are selling a Buzz Lightyear hat, that's a copyrighted character. Your shop might get shut down. That's a risk you're taking by selling something designed from the intellectual property of somebody else. Do I think it's good that Disney does that? I don't. I personally think Disney is kicking themselves in the foot, because they could be getting a bunch of free advertisement if they let handmade people hand make Disney inspired things. I'm not talking about mass produced. I'm talking about handmade. Crochet cannot be done on a machine. So if your product that you make cannot be mass produced, I personally believe that you should be allowed to do copyrighted things. You can't do them. This is just my opinion. Because let's just, for example, say that you're in the crochet community and all of a sudden everybody's crocheting baby Yodas. And you're like, what are these things? What's happening? What are these little aliens? And then you're enticed to go watch the movie because everybody in your community is talking about the movie, because they're all making baby Yodas. So then you go watch the movie, and then you're sucked in and you do all 5 of the movies that they keep coming out. And then you go to Disney World and you want to make sure to ride the baby Yoda roller coaster because you've seen all 5 of the movies, and you buy the baby Yoda popsicle at Disney World because that's your favorite movie. All of this happened only because people were making baby Yodas in the crochet community. So Disney is, in my opinion, cutting themselves off at the knees for free marketing, free advertising. And if they think that somebody who makes a Baby Yoda plushie that takes them 4 hours to make it and they sell it for $25 is going to take their business from their Baby Yoda plushies, they are wrong, in my opinion. Now, Disney is probably smarter than me in the eye of business, right? They have a multi-bazillion-dollar business. I do not. So maybe they're smarter than me, and maybe they know more than I know, and they know what they're doing, and that's why they do it. But in my little brain, my little solo entrepreneur brain, I think it's a mistake. You do you, but we have to follow the rules, and it is illegal, against the law, to make and sell things that are copyrighted. I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is my own personal experience. Please seek a lawyer if you have legit questions. Okay. Thank you for your question, Kelly. I hope that was helpful. Heather, do you suggest going to Canva to print business cards somewhere else? I design my business cards on Canva, and then I print them through Vistaprint. I don't know if we have craftyconcept.com, crafty links. I think I have a referral for Vistaprint. I'm going to find it. It might give you a discount. It doesn't look like I have one. It's not loading all the way. Hang on. Let it load. Come on, baby. I use Vistaprint. There we go. No. I use Vistaprint to print my business cards, and I get a little bit of a higher quality business card just because I'm in that season of business now. When I first started, I did not, but I get rounded edges because I thought that was on brand for a my yarn ball is rounded, so I thought this is like on brand. There's rounded polka dots back there, so I thought that was on brand. And it's like a it almost feels like the same material as my planners. So if you've ever bought one of these, my business cards feel very much like that. I designed them on Canva. There is a Canva Pro referral. I'm going to link it for you down below, unless Sierra's already beat me to it. Okay. That should take you to my landing page that has all my links on it. It's the same link that's in my Instagram. But I will say there's a Rakuten button down below, and Rakuten is like a rebate company, and you can put the extension on your computer, and then if you go to like Vistaprint.com, Rakuten might say enable 5% cash back, and if you click on that and then enable it, and then buy your order from Vistaprint, you will get 5% cash back via Rakuten. And if you don't have a Rakuten account, you can get, if you sign up through my referral link, which it doesn't look like it looks like it's just a little copy link, you'll get some monies. Sierra, I don't even know if that's the right link. Vistaprint currently has 6% cash back. Was only 3%. So you can, let me see if I can find a account settings. My account. I'm going to try and make sure I got a good refer a friend. There she comes. Share. Okay. Link copied. Here she comes. There is my Rakuten referral, and we will both get money if you sign up. Get $30 for every referral. So that's for me, but I think you also get $30. It was $40, which is really cool. But if you sign up through Rakuten and then get the extension on your computer, it's free, and then go to Vistaprint.com, and then that little pop-up will say enable the 6% cash back, and you click that, you'll get cash back through Rakuten. But that's how I print mine. I've always used Vistaprint. They have amazing customer service. One time when we lived in the old house, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I had square business cards, and my thing printed off center, and I bought like 1,000 of them, and all of them were off center, and it drove me a little bonkers. And so I reached out to support, and they sent me another 1,000. So I kept the off center 1,000 because the content was still accurate, but the design, and so I kept them as like backup business cards. And that happened again, and it was my fault. The off center thing was not my fault. The second time, I got 1,000 of them, and I think I used the wrong design. Like the whole back was the wrong design. Like I edited it and then didn't re-upload it, and they sent me another 1,000 for free. They have amazing customer service. I really like working with Vistaprint. I've always worked with Vistaprint. They don't know who I am. Like I've not had a relationship with them. I'm just a customer, a faceless customer that goes through their website. But I really like Vistaprint. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Okay, we got 2 minutes. Let me jump over here to the comments and see what we got. Etsy shop was put on hold. Here we go. Try not to worry. It happened to me. Keep doing what Ashley's saying. I did this. It worked. My Etsy is back. Can I get an amen? Thank you for sharing that and calming some nerves. Little Treasures by Nancy says that Vistaprint does have amazing customer service. Okay. Absolutely. Every mistake is a learning experience. 100%. Okay. And if you are currently in a season where you feel like, especially if you're a Christian, and you feel like you are kind of floating, I guess, when it comes to your purpose and working and using your business to glorify God, if you are a Christian, I have a book for you. I've been promoting it on Instagram, but I've been reading it for a couple weeks now, and I'm obsessed. It is very good. It is called Garden City. I'm going to grab a link for you. This one talks about work. It talks about your job and you're not like what you do on a daily basis. It talks about your purpose. It is very good. And it's not emotionally, this is an affiliate link. It's not emotionally driven. Like, it's not like telling you, it's not trying to pull on your heartstrings. It's not like creating scenarios to make you feel like your heart is being pulled. It's just like factual. It is just information written in a very conversational way. He doesn't use big words. I don't read big words. Very conversational, very, very good. I love this book. If you are either a Christian or just open to hearing a Christian perspective. So if you're not Christian, or you're maybe not religious at all, and you don't care, but you're still like open to get the information that you can through the lens of a Christian, you might still really like this book as well. A friend from church recommended it to me a couple weeks ago. I bought it while sitting next to her while she was recommending it to me, because I was in the market for a new book anyway. But I just linked that for you. It talks about working, and it's really good because I'm a workaholic and I love to work and I love to push the needle and I love to help other people work. So it's a very good book. Okay, let's try to answer one more before we go. Let's see if this one's a quick one. Wait, Deborah, they will send you an email probably, or you will like log in and see that I assume they send you an email. Does anybody else know? Anitha, do you remember how they let you know that your shop was suspended? I assume they're going to send you an email. That's a quick answer. And then Nicole, Love. I know that's not Nickel, maybe? Is it Spanish? It's really pretty. Hi, South Africa. Okay, yeah. Sierra says you will receive an email. They sent Anita an email. Okay, perfect. Thanks, guys. Okay, what is the easiest app, website, software to auto-edit photos so they have the same look? Oh, my gosh. Good question, Nickel. I'm assuming it's Nickel. Just like Michelle with an N. Nichelle. That's fun. Nichelle. Hey, Nichelle. I like Nichelle. I also like Nicole. I think that sounds pretty too. Nichelle. Cool. Okay. So I have a video coming out hopefully September, like 3 weeks from now, maybe 2. Hopefully September 15th, showing you how I edit my photos. And I use the Photos app on my Mac. That's what I use, because if you are selling finished pieces, you want every picture that you post to reflect true to color as best as possible. So no funky filters or anything weird, because then they're going to order an orange. They're going to think they're ordering a terracotta hat and it's going to come the bright color of orange, like caution cone orange, because it had a filter on it and they didn't know what they were getting. That's going to lead to a poor review on Etsy, which is going to lead to less sales on Etsy, because you're not going to show up in search results if you've got crappy reviews. So we want to stay as true to color as possible with all of your pictures. And I use the Photos app on my computer. I do not have time, but we are going to do it anyway. Gabe is here this week, so hopefully, or this day, so hopefully he can get Ava onto the next thing if she's done already. So here is my Photos app on my, okay, so if I was going to, let me see, I edited all of them already. They're all edited already. Let me see if I have one over here that's not edited that I can plop on in. Let's do, they're all edited already. Okay, we're going to try to pretend they're not edited. Anyway, so let's say we're looking at this picture here. If you can see, all of these pictures of me and Ava were taken in the same lighting, the same setup. Nothing was changed. So what I do to edit this picture, I click edit, and then I mess with these things. So brilliance, highlights, shadows, brightness, contrast. I usually don't touch contrast or exposure very often, because sometimes it can often easily look over edited. But this is what I do. So I just, now look, while I'm in the edit box, I'm going to go to my computer and Command Shift C for copy. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then if I go one arrow over to the next picture in the same lighting and I do Command Shift V for paste, those edits are going to paste. So let's say like this is my edits and it's like funky and weird. And then I'm going to do Command Shift V. It's going to paste the edits from the previous picture. This picture, it's going to paste those edits over. I learned that maybe a year ago and it changed my life. So then I would just go Command Shift V, next picture, Command Shift V, next picture, Command Shift V. As soon as I get the first one that I like, I can paste those exact same edits to all the other ones that I took in the same lighting. You can affect the saturation, the vibrance, the cast is like warm or cold. You can do retouch to take away pimples. You get this little pimple remover situation and you can zoom in and take away pimples. Command Z to undo. I can also use the pencil remover tool to take away like things in the background, like that little piece of door that was showing. I will try, see, it removes that little piece of door. So that's something that you can use the pencil tool for. Red eye doesn't happen anymore with that never happens anymore. White balance, and you can also choose the neutral gray and let it auto adjust for you. And then you can affect some of the colors over here. Like if I wanted Ava's pink shirt, I'm gonna click pink, I'm gonna click the dropper, I'm gonna click on her shirt. It's not going to be great. It's going to change our skin tones, but because we got pink in our skin tone, and then say I want to change the hue of Ava's shirt. If it didn't affect the other areas of the picture, like my green earrings maybe might be not affected by other stuff. I mean, it still affects it a little bit. But sometimes you get lucky and it's just that one color that gets affected because those undertones aren't in like your skin tone or anything, but you can adjust there. You can sharpen, everything that I need to do besides whitening my teeth and eyeballs. That's the only thing that I can't do inside of the Photos app. And if it's really bad, I will pull it up in my Procreate app on my iPad and I will like paint white over my teeth and then make it a little bit transparent. It looks great. But this is what I use for everything. And I use that Command Shift C for copy, C, Command Shift V for paste every time. And I love it. I find it saves me a ton of time. I do have a video coming out showing you how to do that on the 15th of September. So hopefully that will be helpful for you guys. You can also use Lightroom. You can buy Lightroom presets. There's a ton of different things you can use. That's just what I use and that's what helps me the most. Also, Nicole, cohesive Instagrams are not as important as they used to be. So it's okay if it's not. People now on social media really just like real life, but you want it to be polished because you're not representing your person, you're representing your brand. So you want it to be not junky, right? You want it to be polished. So well lit, true to color, the correct white balance so all of your pictures aren't blue. Things like that is very important. But having a cohesive feed is not as important as it was 3 years ago. So you can give yourself some grace there and know that you don't have to do that as much. Okay, Deborah and Anitha, I didn't get your last two questions. You're welcome. If you would like for me to answer your last two questions, you can email them to me or copy and paste them and save them for next week and try to get in there early because I answer from the beginning down. Like they just come in the order that we get them. You can join a few minutes early, maybe like 10 minutes early and ask your questions and then go do what you need to do and then come back in 10 minutes or just catch the replay. But thank you guys for being here. We had a big audience. We got up in the 40s today, so that's exciting. Thanks for being here, for asking your questions, for helping each other out in the comments, for giving back feedback based on the things that I'm talking about. Your cosign on some of these things is going to be what helps people take the jump that they need to do to like do whatever it was we're talking about. So if we're talking about Etsy shops, you coming in saying that this happened to you and you loved it and it's doing great, it's going to be the pushing that person needs to open their Etsy shop because you are co-signing on what I'm already saying. So thank you for doing that, being involved, being active. Thank you for being here. Next week starts our September Ask Ashley's, and they are going to be, Sierra, is it 2:00? Yes. Join us in September every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are pushing them back for the sake of homeschool. So join us. We're going to be having these scheduled sometime today on Instagram, YouTube. So you'll be able to go through and click notify me on the live tab. If we go to my YouTube, then click the live button, then you'll see all the scheduled Ask Ashley's that are coming up, and then you can click notify me. Also, you can watch Ask Ashley replays and check the description because Sierra puts a timestamp for every question that we answer. So if you have a specific question in mind, like pricing, and you want to go through some of the Ask Ashley's and see if I talked about pricing, you can look at that very quickly. Also, Sierra, how cool would it be to have a blog post of all of them? Like a database that we keep adding to. We might do that in the future. I don't know. That is everything that we have for today, friends. I'm going to go help Ava do her homeschool stuff. We're learning about the brain. So wish me luck. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a good week. And I will see you over on the Instagram.